80 names. What's the first thing you do? Look for the females who definitely aren't the suspect and kind of cut it in half?
Yes, that is one of the easier ways for sure. Um, looking at criminal histories of people, especially when you have a decent idea of, hey, we think it's Mr. Jones, but we're at a first cousin level right now. Let's look at these. Let's look at these folks. Let's look at all the options that Othram sent us, and who has a criminal history, who has been dealt with by law enforcement in the past, and we would steer away from those. We would look for, in Texas we'd call them the solid citizen. We would look for that solid citizen who's, never been involved with anything, is pro law enforcement, and it's podcasts like yours, believe it or not, that both the good guys and the bad guys understand what it's really all about. So the good guys understand because of listening to podcasts, because of watching cold case TV shows, that, hey, they understand what it's about and they want to be a part of it. And that was a part of the sales pitch too, was that, hey, you get to be a part of something really big. You get to give answers to a family that may not have had answers for 30, 40. I've got a case that's 50 years old. You get to be a part of that. And you're good, again, solid citizen. They want to be a part of that. They want to volunteer and give that DNA to help you get to it. And then they won't leave you alone after until you give them the answers of who you got and when you got them. Of course, some of these cases take years to solve, years and years to solve, even with that genealogy. Yeah.
It's got to feel good to let them know that you caught the bad guy and that they were a part of it.
It is. Absolutely.
So you start with the law-abiding folks, the good citizenry who want to help. And then eventually you got to get to the ones who might have some criminal background. How do you get them on board? How do you I mean, I kind of know, but I want to hear it from you.
So it's you have to convince them that they are not a target of the investigation. They're not a suspect. And you have to do that by knowing their history, knowing where they were at the time, knowing that, they might have been 12 years old when this crime was committed, and just convincing them that you're not trying to trick them, that you can give them other numbers of people. You can show them television shows that you've been on, podcasts you've been on, kind of sell it to them ahead of time. Like, hey, we know that this is difficult to understand, or this may be difficult to believe, but watch these few things and you'll see that we're telling you the truth. We're not out to get you. This is not trickery, because if we were, it could ruin our criminal case. And most of the time that works. One of the difficult things that I ran into a couple of times, though, and this was with Othram, was first off endogamy in a case, which meant there was a lot of inbreeding, for lack of a better term. And that was going back to the 1800s. That